Boleh.
Itu masalahnya.
Boleh.
Nanti cuba try dulu.
Okay.
Oh dah ke?
Okay, it's okay.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurmahila and today I'm going to explain about my game code. Alright, for the first code, it is just to import and initialize our PyGame. And the second block is to define the colors that we are going to use in our game. While the third block is to define our dog's movement, the character in the movement. After we define the dog's movement, we have to make a class to represent the dog. The block includes the image of the dog that we're going to insert, the height, the width, the color, and also the box around the image. And the next box is to represent the bone that is going to fall from the top of the screen. And after we define the bone's position, we have to create another block to reset the bone's position. Furthermore, this block is to move down a pixel, and if the block is too far down, it will reset on top of the screen. This new block is for the player class to run from the block, but overrides the update functionally with a new movement function. Okay. This block is to set the height and width of the screen. This is a list of sprites. Each block in the program is added to the list. This list is managed by a class called group. This is a list of every sprite, all blocks and the player block as well. This is to create a red player block, and this block is to create a loop until the user clicks the close button if the player wants to end the game. And this line is used to manage how fast the screen updates. And this last block is to define how the dog and bone will function when the PyGame runs, including the screen fade and screen update time. And that's all for my code.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Syamsul Sulaiman and I want to explain about my game code. So for the first line, I changed the screen size and the caption so everyone can know the name of this game on the top of the window. For the second line, I changed the picture to define my picture as walk right and walk left. For the third block, the movement of my game, so I call the movement in my game code line by line to make it easy to understand. For the fourth block, this class represents the ball to derive from the sprite class in PyGame. The next block is to define the initiate of the block, and the next box to call the parent class sprite constructor. For the next block, I put another picture and I define my image as self.image, and all the image in this line always loaded from the disk. And the next block, I called this line is to reset the position of the object. The next block, I use this line is to define the update when I make a new update on the coding, and this line also can reset the block position if block is too far down. Okay. This code is to know how many steps the blocks can move. And the next block is for the movement of my game. My character can move around the screen because of this code. The next code. The code is a list of sprites. This list is managed by a class called group. The next block, this is the list of every sprite, all the blocks and the player block as well. This block also for the block will falling down from the up until the down on the screen. For the last block, I add the pygame.k.up, pygame k and k.down, and the And the wall exists because I want to make the block move around the screen window, and at the same time we can control the block using the keyboard.
Okay.
That's all for my explanation. So thank you.
Hello, my name is Daniel Yusof and I will explain my Pygame code. Okay, first and foremost we will import the Pygame modules along with some other modules, and we activate the Pygame library. After activating the Pygame module, we create a window with a width of 800 by 450 pixels. The window caption will be set as my first game. Load the music file background.mp3 for background music playback, and the background music is repeated indefinitely. We also create two variables that calls the pygame.mixer.sound module when called. We will load the background image. We also create a variable called the pygame.time.clock module when called. Okay, here we will be using object-oriented programming, which we will create an object class player, which is the dog. In the object, we also includes animation for the dog when it's running, jumping, and when it died. Okay. Next, we will create an object class cactus, which is the obstacle that the dog has to avoid in order to get a point. We'll be also creating two more object classes, which are also characters of different forms. They inherit some of the values from the original cactus. This block loads the high score from the file scores.txt. This is a loop. Game will restart if you click the left mouse button when you die. This block sets up the text showing the player score and the high score after the player dies. This block sets up a text showing the player's score on the top right corner while playing, so you can see the score. Here's another loop, and sets up the player's position at start of the game. This is yet another game loop, so many loops. We also set up 8 boxes for the obstacle and the player, so the player will die when he hits the cactus. Okay. Next block increases the game speed over time. We also set up obstacles position and how fast does the obstacles move. And as the game progresses, it will go faster. Final block, we create an animation when the up key or the spacebar is pressed, and making sure the dog jumps and plays the sound jumping.wav when it happens. Okay, that's all for my code explanation. Thank you.
I don't know.
Dia dapat.
Okay.
For the fourth block, this class represents the ball.
Okay.
For the fourth block, this class represents the ball. It derives from this.
We also begin the playback of the jumping. Benda tu.
Aduh.